All right, so let me ask you this question. You have an extensive history of traveling this country and laying your brick down. Tell us about some of them places that you've been.
Man, I've been to St. Louis, man, Jacksonville, Florida, Virginia Beach, definitely Pennsylvania, Maine, Connecticut.
So one thing you're telling me is you've taken your sound across this country, and you've hit many different lands, and you was able to share that talent rather than stay home. So what happened with Virginia? Tell me about how Virginia treated you.
Well, Virginia was actually good. It's dangerous, just like any other inner city. Virginia Beach and Norfolk is a very dangerous city, and me coming from up here, from Essex County, I don't mean to say I blended right in, but I kind of, blended right into the land. There was a lot of stuff going on, so you got to be careful of who you talk to and, who you're around and who you show your inside to, because there's a lot of snakes out here in the world. Not shitting on Virginia, but, living out there was a little different. It was wild. I got the chance to, like I said, meet a lot of people. I performed at a lot of spots, Mr. Magic's, a lot of venues I was able to capture being in Virginia, being under those guys. But I did the venues on my own. They wasn't there. They just heard about it the next day. That was another thing about Virginia. I went and did venues on my own, and then came and showed them, I got paid, and we did this, we did that. So I never waited on these guys to give me a handout. Virginia was pretty good.
Okay. And one place I know that New Jersey music takes to is North Carolina and even Connecticut. Now, you having a history with Connecticut. So tell us about Connecticut. What part of Connecticut was you in, and how was the scene out there?
Connecticut was definitely the scene. The scene was pretty good. It was pretty good. I've been going out there for like 25 years. I got a son out there, my mother, my sister, my family's out there. The town is called New London. It's not that far from Foxwood Casino. So that whole area, I watched Foxwood Casino get landscaped and built up from ground up. Going out there was pretty different. It's a coastal town, so you can basically come out your house and 10 minutes later you're looking at the ocean. So It was a big difference for me. Clean air, different people. Like I said, I had my son out there. It was the different surrounding. I thought that was the place that I should, be if I wanted to start my family as far as having children away. And it turned out good. He's doing good. My family's good. The town is good. They treat you good. I go there. I only pay for gas.
So how about this then? With the experience of taking your music to different lands, how hard is it to get good music accepted on a foreign territory?
It's hard. It's hard because people don't think that you deserve to be where you at. No matter where you at, you always gotta do extra to become who you are. Even in your comfort zone, where you're from, you still gotta go extra hard. You shouldn't have to go extra hard, but you do nowadays with a lot of internet stuff going on. It's easier to just go online and see what somebody's doing and accept what they're doing. Not back in the days, you used to have to come around, and people loved the music more. They wanted to be at the studio. They wanted to see your videos. They wanted to see you win. Now it's just everybody think they win it, and it's corrupting the wave right now because everybody can't win. And the people that I feel shouldn't be winning are kind of winning. But it's online based right now. It's online based. A lot of people well known online, don't nobody even know them from their own town. That's crazy.
You know what's bugged out to me that you brought that up? I think that the gift and the curse of hip hop now is the internet. we have the same amount of music, if not more, coming out from back then.
Yeah.
But since everybody has that exposure, you lose more good music than you hear, or there's less promotion than there was for a project. And it's hard nowadays for you to get in touch with a producer, because even though they give their social media, if you get flooded, you get tired of that. You know what I'm saying? As an MC, you always want to connect with the people who place your project correctly and give it the love. Tell me about some of the people that you work with that had taken the time to actually show you love and get that project the nurturing it deserved.
Shout out to D Blanks on Facebook. He's Real Jim. He was working with Rockefeller in the mid '90s. He had a lane. He thought I deserved a lane there. So what he did was he took his connects and he kept calling me when there was an event, so I could be around like Dame Dash and stuff like that. At like Rel, I don't know if a lot of people familiar with Rel, the singer Rel.
Oh yeah.
You know, they was like Batman and Robin at the time, and they was trying to get Rel on, and I was next up. A lot of people don't know that I was next up. Took me to a lot of meetings. He had a strong push. I just definitely gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to a shout out to Al Gonzalez. He moved down to Florida. He was based out of Get Open Studios in Elizabeth. He was another insider. He really put all the connects together. He was always the one calling like, yo, we got this meeting here, we got this meeting there. So those two guys is probably my strongest push since I've been doing this. They really had their heart into what I was doing, so I gotta give a shout out to those two guys right there.
That's dope, because to find a genuine person who appreciates your art and pushes something that can further your life and your family is deep. So tell me about DJ Kirti Cut.
Rest in peace. DJ Kirti Cut, he was a producer. He was in Narragansett or Mashantucket, Indian. I'm not sure of the two tribes, but I met him. One of my friends in Connecticut owned a barbershop. Shout out Keaton. And he knew the potential of putting us two together. So when I leave the barbershop after letting him hear a couple of joints, Kirti Cut would pull up. And I lived around the corner, so he hit me like, yo, I got Kirti Cut here, and I had heard about, you know, what he was doing. It was like, yo, he's basically the funk flex of, you know, Providence, Rhode Island, this area. So I went around the corner, I met up with him. True story. I met up with him, put the tape in, we standing in the barbershop, door closed, like 7:30. And he's like, yo, come to the crib. I'm like, yo, I just can't just, you know. I said, tomorrow we'll link up. Next day, he hit me up like he promised. Took me to the crib, went downstairs, checked the home studio. We laid 3 joints back to back. Boom, 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 no questions asked. Same situation at Dr. Dre and Eminem. It was no questions asked. We laid 3 joints from there. It was just like Batman and Robin. Taking me to Dave Beats that was working with Bad Boy. Different people that he knew to try to get me a situation, you know what I'm saying, sad situation. He died on the operating table, complicated surgery, and he didn't make it through. But that's just God's way of showing you that there are people here that accept what you're doing, and you know, just gonna pay attention to you. You just gotta find, you know what I'm saying, because that was just a given that he was there for me. But shout out to his legacy, man. And damn, man, it's just something I wish that would have went a little further.
Yeah, we all do, because what it comes down to, from what I see in hip-hop, I tell everybody this: hip-hop is a poor man's game. You may get rich, but it's for the people who up and come more than the people who just get. You know what I'm saying? And being an MC, I have to ask you this one question. From today's generation, we have a lot of spoiled bratness in the era. I'm not going to say all the music is bad, because it's not. I'm not going to say everybody's trash, because they're not. We're just getting force-fed bullshit, and it's destroying the culture and the mindsets of our youth. So my question to you as an MC is this: what is the job of an MC when he makes a song? Is it more than pushing a message and being heard, or is it to give a message and be heard?
Well, I think it's designing a message to be heard, because you have to think of what you want to say before you put the message together. And this is the craziest part about doing music. A lot of people that's on the radio that, well, I'll say the younger generation, they thought about this stuff that they put out. They thought about this stuff. They put it out. Somebody went behind them and said, yo, we think this is great. We think we can capitalize off this. We're going to put this out. So it's about the message, you know, whether the message be good or bad. People, Young Thug, he wearing dresses, you know, this and that. Behind his message, we looking at this dress, and then 2 interviews into why you got this dress, they say, yo, the company gave me $3 million to wear this dress. So it's like a lot of stuff people don't know behind the scenes that make these guys into who they are. This younger generation, the message that they send out, drinking lean, having tats all over their faces, but they don't know that the music thing might not last forever. So 10 years in, when you're done, if you haven't stacked up a whole bunch of money, now you're running around, your face tatted, you can't really get no job, you can't really do nothing with, you know what I'm saying? So it's about the message, man, the message that we put out. I try to put out adult messages and show people that this was done before. Y'all doing it like this might not be the way. Check this. If this is not the way for you, then continue doing your way. There's no love lost. And that's the same message I get from when I listen to Jay-Z 444. He basically, people are like, yo, he preaching. No, he grew up and he's looking at y'all hold up $100,000, $200,000 in these videos, where we couldn't do that before. We had to make the money up. Now y'all got the money and you're holding it up in videos, but y'all not doing nothing. He did like, yo, buy houses, buy this. Instead of buying a $30,000 chain, y'all know that you could have opened up a store in the hood and flourished off that. So it's all about the message, man.
And that goes back to your story about Kirti Cut, is that he heard something in you to push you. I'm sure he didn't say, well, he's rapping about killing everybody, let's put him out because more people need to die. He heard something in you and cherished that gift that you have.
I don't do the trap house, they waiting on my 5th grade. Nigga had half a key in his house in the 10th grade. Monster on the corner, love in the hood I'm from. Yeah, it get dangerous here. Niggas might just pull their guns. Body anybody trying to force me out the square I'm in. Legendary welcome, any place I get to stay a bin. James Bond Sterling with the buttons and computer screens. Narcs at the spot, I frequent days like 2 or 3.